Hi everyone, and welcome again to my audiovisual channel. My name is Gabrielahandal. I am a draftsman, I'm an artist, and today I want to talk to you about a painting. This is kind of the second episode of an ongoing series that I want to make out of several ongoing series I want to make. The first one of these that I made was the analysis of William Holman Hunt's Bride of Bethlehem. So then this is going to be another one of those. However, yeah, it's going to be another one of those. We're going to look at this painting that I like very much. And I'm going to go over kind of the things that immediately call my attention. We're going to try to imagine that we're looking at the painting in a museum setting, in a gallery setting, meaning that we have the work of art in front of us, physically in front of us. We are spending physical time with the painting. Then after that, we're gonna try to look at compositional things in the painting, and then lastly, I will tell you the name of the painting and the artist who made the painting, the year he made the painting, what the painting is about, that type of stuff. And the reason is that those things are secondary, as has been mentioned more than once in my podcast, The Conversation About Art, that you can also find in this channel. And by the way, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like the stuff you find here, because it's very helpful to get the channel going and to promote it and stuff. So yes, actually I also have a video about how to appreciate a work of art. So we're kind of, that is linked in the video description, as is my podcast. And also what is linked is the video of the analysis of Holman Hunt's painting. That one is a little bit different because it was the first one, whatever. The thing is that we're going to look at this painting now. Let me make it visible to you back here, and let me make myself tiny, put myself in timeout over here. Okay, so this is the wonderful painting that I want to show you, for us to look at together. And so let's start with the things that are immediately, that seem to stand out immediately. So I would say that the first thing that I notice is that this is a beautiful young woman. And she's kind of standing confidently in this slight contrapposto, kind of three-quarters, looking back to, I don't know, something. And she's holding this sword. I mean, she just looks very confident, and she has this incredible outfit with these magnificent fabrics. So those are some of the first things that stand out. The gigantic sleeve of the optical right there. These fabrics just look, so not just the obvious kind of brilliant, sort of, bright, kind of opulent maybe fabric down here with all the gold, but this cream colored top of hers is just, I don't know, it sounds like it makes me think of cotton sheets or linens, just very airy. And yes, she looks like a young woman. I didn't mean to do that. A young woman with wonderful dark hair. And another thing that I enjoy is how her, like, can I make this smaller? No. Like the depiction of her breasts through the clothes I really enjoy that because they look so natural and fleshy and kind of like their weight through the fabric. I like that a lot. And also her hand on the sword here. Just because it's, I mean, she's kind of holding it as one would a cane or something like that, or a hiking stick, sort of. No, I mean I say a cane or a hiking stick, but she's not leaning on it. But yes, something about her hand on the sword, which that's another thing that I find quite enjoyable about the image, is like her femininity in spite of, holding the sword, which, by the way, the sword is also feminine somehow. It's not ornate or anything, but it's not like a huge sword. I mean, perhaps it can be held with just one hand, but it just seems feminine somehow and delicate as well, kind of with this S curve here and this egg-shaped thing at the hilt there. I think that's called something else, but anyway, yes. And the fabric of this gold is just crazy to me. It's I wonder how that would have been done in the past. I mean, I figure perhaps it was like actual gold thread, like the metal gold itself, just made very, very thin as a thread with which one sews. I have no idea how that works, but this fabric has some kind of gold on it. And the way that painters depict metal things is pretty great. That takes some skill there, you could say. Okay. So yes. Now, I don't intend for this to take a million years. The recording of the William Holman Hunt painting is just under 40 minutes. Well, maybe, I don't know. I didn't think this would take a ton of time. Either way, let's move on to the other things I want to talk about with this painting. Want to talk about to you with this painting. So next up is the maybe more technical type stuff. So the composition of the painting, background versus foreground. Those are two things that I'm particularly interested in of how they're done in this painting. So first of all, let's start with the background. She is kind of sandwiched on top and bottom by two dark areas. So this dark area and this dark area down here. However, the area at the bottom is much, just in general, much darker than the top. Though there is a little bit of darkness that kind of fades into the middle. Like they both fade into the middle. And they fade into the middle kind of in like curves. Rather than like straight down. And you can kind of see that in the background. The background is lightest on this optical left shoulder of hers. And so the darkness on the top and bottom, there's a little bit on the left and right as well. They kind of all circle around her and kind of fade toward this area around her optical left shoulder there. And then the lightest lights and darkest darks are obviously going to be on her. But another thing that I think is pretty interesting regarding the relationship between the background and the foreground is that the edges, so you have this darker part of the background here. It is contrasted by her optical right shoulder, like the cloth on top of it, being very light. And similarly, down here, where it is darker still in the background, the edge of her garment is also lighter. Okay, so there's that. Here on the part that is lightest, the lightest in the background is contrasted with the shadow of her optical left shoulder. And similarly with her cloth, the sleeve of her optical left. And these things, so not only is there a lot of detail on her, but those things, the amount of detail on her, just like on all of her, like the portrait, the fabric, the pattern of the back of the fabric, like all of those things already bring her forward. But then these edges that contrast, this contrast between the background and her, like her, she's the foreground, also bring her forward. Meaning, she doesn't melt into the background. She immediately stands out right in. It's as if she is standing on one of those photography backgrounds. That's what it looks like. That those things help make it look that way. I forgot to mention when I was talking about the things that stand out to me about this painting, what is crazy is how the light coming through her, this linen of her sleeve over here, that is just wonderful. And it's also like the contrast of like the blade of the sword, that is also wonderful. And then to the right of the sword here, you have like also the shadow kind of also referring to the torus, I guess, that the rolled up, bunched up fabric of the sleeve makes. There's a little bit of that light coming through over here too. Yes, I forgot about that. Also compositionally, and I don't necessarily always look at the shapes that things take in a painting and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the golden mean or whatever. I don't necessarily look at that stuff. I often wonder if those things are even done deliberately. I don't know, but whatever. The thing is that in this case, she is clearly a triangle. Like, look at this. Didn't I just blow your mind? That is obviously a triangle, and it just, I don't know. I just noticed it, I guess. I'll make this pencil mark larger still to show you, to really make the point here. This, a triangle. And I also don't know if this is on purpose, but there's like a really straight line here. Also from like this off shoulder. I'm using a mouse, all right, to make these lines. And then paired with this this strap coming across her chest. And I just think that seems interesting. I don't know if those things are on purpose. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know whether they bring some kind of visual balance or something. Maybe it does. I don't know. And what about like the strap here, and just like maybe like these other shapes that you cut into, kind of. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if those things are strictly like manufactured while the artist makes the work in order to achieve some kind of visual balance or some kind of visual satisfaction, because I definitely find all of these things very satisfying in the painting. There's one thing that I think must be like imagined, or not imagined, or just something that the painter he didn't have it in his setup, like in his model or whatever, but he added it. And I think it's this piece of fabric here, just because I think it looks strange. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't particularly care, because it makes this line here work so well. I don't care whether that was actually in the model or not, but it seems interesting to muse about if you're going to be nitpicking at stuff. And I suppose also there's kind of some kind of relationship between her dark hair and the sword, and maybe like this dark point in her dress and like the hair here, this other bunch of hair here. I mean, they certainly seem to make a rough triangle, but I don't know if that's on purpose. It just maybe like reiterates the triangular composition of the painting. Okay. Now, if you had the painting in front of you, you probably wouldn't be talking to anyone or anything. But I certainly would enjoy quite a lot just looking at this metallic looking fabric up close, like as close as they'll let you, and like the hilt of the sword, and the portrait, depending on how big it is, if I could physically. A lot of the time, if not all of the time spent looking at work is spent silently because you're going over it in your head and stuff with your eyes. And it's a quiet, intimate sort of moment between you and the work, okay? So now I'm going to move on to general painting information, subject, and nitpicks that I have, which I only really kind of noticed today because I wanted to record the video. These are my notes. This is what I'm looking at. That is down here. I'm pretty small on the screen right now, so you probably can't see. Anyway, yes. So this painting is titled Judith, and it's by August Riedel. Riedel. I don't know how you pronounce that. Riedel. Painted in 1840. Maybe you already knew the painting, maybe you already knew the subject matter, but those things are secondary because this painting, again, from 1840 is old, all right? The work of art it must be possible for the work of art to be enjoyed without knowing anything about subject matter, the artist, the era, whatever. So then that's kind of what we're practicing here. So even knowing that this is Judith from the biblical story of Judith and Holofernes, I don't actually know that much about that story. I just know that she cut off his head. I don't know why she did it. I think he was supposed to be sleeping. I think based off of the Artemisia Gentileschi paintings, there's supposed to be like her maid or something. Judith's maid helped her to hold the guy down while Judith cut off his head or whatever. I don't know. The thing is that I don't know that much about the story. I like the choice of the artist of, I don't know, kind of like depicting it this way, which is kind of discreet. Like when you first look at the painting, you barely even see the guy's head on the lower left there. So it's like, it's just barely insinuated. There's no blood. She has this gigantic white top, and there's not a single drop of blood on it. There's no blood on the sword. So, these are all stylistic decisions that I think they're great. I mean, I kind of think, no subject matter is beyond being depicted, especially if it's done well. So then I think these decisions are great. And I'm not trying to like discard things that are gory or that have, like the Artemisia Gentileschi ones. There's, her paintings have like the spurt of blood kind of coming out of the guy's neck and stuff. It's very violent, which is fine. I, however, like this one much more than that. And just give me a minute. I like this one much more than the Artemisia Gentileschi's versions of her painting are the only ones that are coming to mind right now. There's many depictions of this story, and that's besides the point because we're talking about this painting. I think one of the nitpicks, if really the only problem that I have with this painting, is that I don't understand how she's supposed to be holding his head. Because his hair is like hanging down like this, and it's like, is if this is his forehead, it's like, how is she holding his head? Does she have, is like what, by the jaw, by the lower jaw, like as if the, like if it was a suitcase and she's holding it that way, or like this. I mean, I don't know, how is she holding the head? That just seems weird. It seems a strange placement to me. Her hand is also out of view, which is, I mean, that makes sense because it's coming down, straight down like this, and so his head would be around here somewhere like this. So what, like if this is the forehead, maybe like the nose is around here and then the mouth is around here. I mean, I don't know. That's probably, if I had any kind of a nitpick, that'd probably be one of them. If not the only one. I just don't understand. I only noticed this today, like again, when I was taking notes or just thinking about what I wanted to mention in the video. I was like, how is she holding his head? If you know, please tell me, because I don't really get it. But, I mean, otherwise, this is obviously a wonderful painting. Like, I don't even care about that. I mean, I get it. I understand what's happening there. It's Holofernes' head. It's a guy's head. But I guess I kind of would have preferred if there was a bit more showing that she's holding a guy's head. Because, you know, if the artist is trying to completely obscure any hint of violence, then, I mean, that's okay, but then she already has a weapon. And, you know, meaning that the weapon is already violent, or like a symbol of violence, which is fine, but it's like if he's talking about how she just cut off this guy's head, I think it'd be okay to kind of be a little bit more explicit, because again, I find this confusing here. I am unable to stop wondering how she is holding his head. Like, you would, he has long hair, you'd probably be carrying it by the hair, but it doesn't look like that, and I am confused. But I think that's gonna be it. I guess I also should have pointed out that this red jewel seems to be also like in the middle of the entire composition, which is also a very satisfying detail. And I guess another thing that I did not mention while talking about the composition is that she is centered, but not exactly centered, because there's so much more space over here than there is over here. Like, her head is not smack in the middle. It's just like off the middle, you know? Like, the middle would maybe be like around here, or, you know, maybe it is like right in the middle, but then the things surrounding her head are off that center. So that perhaps the image doesn't feel super stiff and rigid. It's great. Excellent decisions. Deft decisions for making a work of art. So, all right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that you found it interesting. And to reiterate, the painting is Judith by August Riedel, or Riedel. I don't know how you pronounce that. Painted in 1840. I hope that you enjoy the painting. Maybe go look for it. If you go look for the painting, make sure that you find a really high resolution one. Actually, I'll put in it is in the video description, the link to the image that I showed you just now, because it's a pretty big image. It's 8 megabytes. If you want to also have a look for yourself. I hope you enjoyed that. Please again, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this painting, what calls your attention the most. What depiction of the subject of Judith and Holofernes do you like the most? So yes, thanks again and have a fantastic day.